So I'm just getting the streams up and running. This usually takes me about half a minute. But bless you.
Thank you. Oh, goodness. Woo, party.
But we're glad to be. Are you going to be able to read the YouTube comments tonight, Twitter?
I think so. I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Oh, so. Cool. There's a chance we can read the comments on YouTube, so we will let you know just as soon as we know.
Yep, I got it.
Hey, so if you're on YouTube tonight, you can comment on YouTube. Jackie's been working on that. You've been doing a good job.
Well, apparently if you just log in on a different device.
It's hard.
It works.
Okay, here we go, guys. I think this is all good. We shall see. It is good to be back.
Welcome.
I put the title on this one, Hearing Photos. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't think of that.
That makes perfect sense.
It does. But yeah, tonight we're going to talk about that, about some of the technology that I use. And I don't want it to sound boring. I don't know when I use the word technology. Some people, if you're kind of nerdy at heart, like we are, it can make you excited. But other people, it can make you shut off. But one of the things that lets me be able to work on a painting like what I'm working on here, the Statue of Liberty, is some of the technology where you can actually hear lines. So I wanted to show that to you because, whether or not you're visually impaired, that kind of stuff can be kind of interesting, I think. Just seeing how this sort of stuff is even out there. I think it's kind of cool. But how are you this evening?
I'm pretty good. Right now it's always something. Facebook has changed the page interface.
Oh no.
And so now I'm just trying to get over and share it to your personal, so give me a sec.
Hey, when you get it shared, can you let us know?
I will let you know.
Thank you, baby. Well, yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about that. It's almost like we're a meeting where you're waiting for everybody to come in and take a seat. So I don't know. I'm not sure with the streaming and stuff. So whenever you get into it, then whenever you log on, you start at that moment. You don't start from the beginning. So I guess that's why it's called live. But but it occurred to me though that I always kind of say what we're going to be doing and everything right from the get go, and then people come in maybe a minute later, 2 minutes later, and like, well, what's going on? So,
you're waiting for everybody to filter in.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I've been on a diet and I've gained a few pounds.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
Well, it's I have movement, so that's good. There's movement on the scale. Yesterday was our son's birthday, Jack. He turned 13. We now officially have a teenager in the house.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
He wanted to arm wrestle today, and I was genuinely scared.
Yeah, it's genuinely a roller coaster. He is an awesome kid, and but growing up I would not want to be a teenager. I would not want to travel the road that Jack is about to go down right now. Just because.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do the teenage years again at all.
No, what age? If you could pop back into a younger self, what would you be?
And keep and know everything I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, gosh. If I could keep everything I know now,
mm-hmm.
I might actually pop down to a lower age than normal. Than
So you'd be like a 5-year-old, but you'd be a prodigy?
Hey, I think that's pretty smart, right?
Yeah. You'd be able to predict the rise of reality TV.
That's right. I don't know. I would probably my 20s were fun. It'd be nice to have not made some stupid mistakes, but still have the fun. But my teenage years, they were fun, but I wasn't a popular kid. I wasn't a nerdy kid. But it'd be nice to go back to the teenage years and realize that none of it matters, and you're just like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
That would be, if I knew that was an acceptable attitude, mm-hmm. I would totally do it again.
Yeah, the only thing, though, is that you're just constantly surrounded by teenagers. Constantly.
Well, that's true. That is true. And if you have the maturity of, not a teenager, then I could see that being annoying quick.
I would like I've thought about that before. I thought that'd make an interesting story, even if you could pop back and be a you know, like a really little kid, but you'd be like a prodigy. But my problem is I can't remember anything, so it'd be like there's some stock or something that somebody won the Super Bowl this year. Let me think. It was one of the two that are playing. It's one of them. You know, it's just sort of I don't know how great that would be. You know, unless you could bring down a list with you.
Well,
But anyway, I feel like we've okay.
digress.
We're just tuning in. Yeah. So I'll get back to the stuff, guys. Tonight we're actually talking about technology, and I want to show you this painting that I'm working on, and we're talking about art stuff and all this kind of thing. So, but,
All right.
Oh shoot!
Oh, you know what? I haven't even seen this new painting that you're working on.
Yeah, and actually I have to go get my laptop because that has the
Oh,
NVDA on it that I was going to show.
okay.
So I'm gonna get that in a second.
Okay.
Are we shared?
Yes, we are
Oh.
shared. I just got it going.
Well, hey guys, we're live on Facebook and the YouTubes, and tonight Jackie can read the comments on everything.
Everything.
It is extra special. So,
Well, while you go run and grab your computer,
Mhm.
I can remind people what happened last week,
oh yeah.
and
Remind
for
me
anybody
too.
that's got questions about it. So okay, so guys, I've got you on all the streams and all that fun stuff and YouTube. If you guys want to comment, that's cool. I will try to keep up with it. If you guys, so March is the month of technology. We're gonna try every show and include, an app that either of us are using or something really cool that's happening in art that's technology based. Last week, if you guys tuned in, John wasn't feeling great, so I took the reins for a quick 20 minutes and just talked to you guys about an app I've been using that's really cool. So if you're curious about it, it's in the stream of live videos, but it was just a drawing app that you can hold your phone over your paper, and it sort of uses your camera to just barely put an image over what it sees through your camera, so you can trace basically through it. And it's called Da Vinci's Eye. So I think though after doing the video that somebody was like, hey, is that only for the iPhone? And I didn't even think about it because I have an iPhone, so I didn't think it wouldn't be for anything else, but I think it might just be for the iPhone. So there might be other options for an Android if that's what you use, but it's super fun, it's cool, and it's easy, and I feel like a master drawer when I use it.
That thing did sound really cool.
It is. It's fun. And if you guys are a member of the DAM group, I'll post my videos over there periodically of me working with it. So, and it got me all kind of hyped up, and I went and bought a little watercolor kit, and I was like, seeing all these Facebook, posts of videos of people posting their, to-dos and fast creations, and I'm like, I want to do that.
That's cool, man.
So, here we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, in the DAM group, it's a Facebook group that we have. So,
Well, let me say really fast before you go
Dazzle?
into that. So Lisa Dutton has joined us. Says, "Good evening, you two. This is only the second time that I've watched. We are happy to be here. Thanks for joining us."
Thank you.
Barbara Brands joins us. Says, "Present." So yay! I feel like I haven't seen your name in so long. Lisa Dutton says 13 is not all that bad. 16 to 18 can be worse.
Ooh.
That scares me. And Kylie Sykes joins us, says, hey. Kim Taylor's with us, says hello. And Kylie said, please wish me luck. I have a job interview on Friday. So
Well,
good luck.
And
Man,
thanks
that's
for
exciting.
joining us, guys.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Well, yeah, I was sick last week. I have epilepsy, and it doesn't really affect me that much anymore, to be honest. It's not, but I try to be a little, like, I used to not tell people much about it, but I go and I give lots of talks to kids, and we do epilepsy fundraisers and all this sort of stuff, and I notice it seems to help whenever I'm kind of more open about that kind of stuff. So, epilepsy is one of those diseases where or things where it can be like a hidden disability, and it can be really hard for people to have because if you don't have any other disability, it's I don't know, you can kind of hide it away a little bit, it always feels like this monster, and I don't really feel that way, so it's anymore. I did when I was a kid. I did when I was a teenager, which is one reason I wouldn't want to be a teenager again. You gotta go through all that funness, but I don't know, it doesn't really affect my life too much. Like last week was different. Like I almost never have to cancel anything because of it anymore, because But last week it was just kind of whenever the show was about to come on, and I was having trouble, and so I was like, well, good grief. So it's not like life threatening or anything like that. Like I say, it doesn't usually, and there's tons of different types of seizures too, which I think people don't realize. Like most of the time when you hear about epilepsy, you think about grand mal or tonic-clonic sort of seizures, but there's petit mal, myoclonic. There's, I don't know, just tons. But I usually have petit mal and myoclonic sort of things. Usually, it's not that big a deal for me. But
Yeah, and you're pretty good about like when you have them bad enough, you'll chill and go lay down, and that's really, I think, the secret is rest.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when I was a young adult, I would not take care of myself. So I always felt like epilepsy was like this thief or this monster, and it was stealing my time. It kept me from being able to do the things that I wanted to do, and I was having terrible seizures at that time. And but over the years, painting helps a lot because it makes you be in the moment, it forces you to be in the moment, and it made me feel so much better because if I start having some trouble with the epilepsy, I don't feel like it's this thing attacking me. It's just part of myself, and you got to love yourself. You need to take care of yourself. So if I start having that problem, it's like, well, today I'm having, I'm more shaky or things like this are going on. I need to react accordingly, so I'll do some other kind of work where that's not going to affect it or something. And usually it's not that big a deal, but
yeah,
every once in a while it'll give you an unintentional holiday. We'll call it an unanticipated day off.
Well, Kylie says thank you for the good luck wishes. Fred Fretless joins us, says howdy howdy. So thanks for joining us.
Well, howdy.
Barbara Brand says getting my first COVID shot tomorrow at Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh.
3 p.m.
I was there just 2 days ago.
Yep. You went Tuesday, got your first shot Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, which it was crazy. Like,
right
I mean.
Here, I'm trying to. It hurts.
It hurts.
Actually, it didn't hurt getting the shot at all. And you're going to Texas Motor Speedway. They were super.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's just like you're
How
in
fast?
and out. Like you don't, of course, you don't get out of the car, but it's just super quick. Like there's no real. The only waiting you have is for like the 10 minutes after you get the shot, for us at least. But
I mean, the line was going so fast, I couldn't fill out the paperwork before it was to the next checkpoint. So I mean, I was like, and I took a friend there, a couple weeks ago to do it. Drove him through it, and it was the same deal. I mean, it wasn't as fast. It was like, it was like maybe 1 minute slower, but it was crazy how fast it was. So
yeah, my dad went there. My mom's going tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. So and they said it, or your dad said it was quick. So I'd be surprised if you encountered any problems. So you just got to sit for that 10 minutes afterwards and turn your car off and just sit there until you see all the cars turn back on in front of you. That's it.
And my dad, and I think Brian or a friend said that it didn't hurt at all. Like and when I got the injection, it didn't hurt a bit. But then later that night, it started getting sore, and it's sore today. But it's already starting to fade. It's it really wasn't that big a deal. But I don't really get flu shots, but I've heard that soreness is sort of like what you might expect with a flu shot. So I don't know. So it wasn't really that big a deal. It felt like somebody kind of took their knuckle, kind of
frogged you.
Yeah, just frogged me in the arm a little bit. So and so it wasn't too bad. It didn't keep me from pain today. I started this canvas. Oh, let me show you really quick. Okay.
Well, let me say Sam joins us over on YouTube and says, "Hey guys." And Kylie Sykes says, asked how Jack's birthday was, and so we'll go into that in a second. Let's see. Owen says, glad you're feeling better, and he's got some friends that deal with seizures, so not cool. That's not fun. And Arthur joins us, says, good evening, friends, and Fred says, got mine 2 days ago in Winnemucca, Nevada. Didn't even feel it. So,
awesome.
Yay. Awesome.
Well, that's good. Well, thanks, guys. Well, hey, so I just started this painting today, but the technology and stuff that I wanted to tell you guys about, it's what lets me be able to do a painting like this by using a computer or a tablet or a phone. We have a 3D printer, but honestly, I don't use the 3D printer that much. It's we need to use it more because it's really cool.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
do.
fun,
We
and
should.
It's
It's got a little bit of a learning curve.
yeah, but we've had a year. Surely we'll get over that curve.
It's a big curve. It's a huge learning curve.
Well,
No. We got one of the bigger, fancy ones, and I have a feeling that you know, if you nowadays when you buy them, you can get them for like $250, and they're just you throw in the I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit complicated,
Yeah, yeah.
but
So-
regardless.
So I use that technology though, like to be able to understand what a photograph looks like, and that's something I think a lot of people don't realize, like that what's out there even like for people with visual impairments, and so I wanted to show you. There's one program that is free. It's called NVDA. It's a screen reader, and it actually lets you be able to. It has a feature on here I want to show you where it'll change sound. It'll let you know pixels, like the intensity of a pixel. But you can use that to take a photograph and then understand sort of the basic composition of it and stuff. So that means that if there's a picture of someone like Albert Einstein that's behind me, or the Statue of Liberty, you can understand the composition. It's way better. Like the techniques I have to be able to feel the face and be able to make lines from that is a lot. Actually, they're nice to use together, really. But you can get a lot more detail from your sense of touch. But I think it's fascinating, though, that this is the first time in history that people with visual impairments can actually understand what photographs and look like. I think that's so cool. So let me show you something right here. I have my laptop, and hear me. See, so okay, so on here is a painting I did. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Is that showing
yeah.
up? Okay. Oh, cool. Of Mick Jagger, and I never felt Mick Jagger's face. But I did this painting. Most of the celebrities I do, if they're alive, I meet the celebrity to feel their face. Mick Jagger I didn't do. I forget why I did this painting, but for some reason
Oh, you were on like a musician kick or
it
something,
was.
probably.
But most of the time I try to meet somebody, so I don't know if it was a commissioned or what. But
No, it wasn't commissioned.
I don't know. I guess I was just on. I don't know. Anyway, I did this one, but listen. Okay, I have a mouse. Okay. So I have the volume up really, really high, so hopefully it's not too high. I want it to be able to go through the mic well. So what a screen reader is that it'll take anything on your screen and it'll read it to you. Like here, let me.
Search window. Search box edit blank.
So this is just saying search window, but if I go to something,
Review viewer. Vertical sub. NVDA. New. Export NVDA user configuration directory. Declutter tips. Learn more. Suggested. Export NVDA user configuration directory. New.
so hopefully you can hear the words and stuff coming through, but
Photos window. Mick Jagger touch.
But it just lets you know everywhere you're going. Right now, on this screen reader, the reason you hear the beeping is because I have a mouse setting set on where it'll let you know where the mouse is on the screen, because it'll make different sounds, and well, it'll use different speakers to let you know like which side it's on. But the main thing though is I have on a setting that it'll make lower and higher sounds depending on the lightness and darkness of a pixel. So you can go across a painting, and you can use like a tablet, like this thing will flip around like a tablet, and you use your finger or you use the mouse, and it'll let you know the color of each pixel by the sound it makes. And so here, let me get in here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you hear that? Okay, here how it's high, and it goes low, high, low. Okay,
so
that's the difference between white and black.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Is because you can on the screen, I will say you can barely see your mouse. So
Yeah.
It's really hard to see where it is, but so yeah, the difference is light and dark, right?
Yeah, and I know this must seem like really difficult, really hard. It is weird, and it takes some getting used to. But one of the things you can do though is take an image and you can start blowing it up. You can turn it into lines, so it's just basic lines going around, so you can get an idea of the composition by listening for that. There's other features on different things where you can and along with the sound you can have it vibrate. So it could vibrate a lot for like a really thick line and vibrate a little bit for a thin line. That way you can feel it as well. But you can also blow up the image. So right now, like this is kind of a small image to do that with. You're going to go kind of quick. But if you make the mouse go slower, you can go through. You can blow up the image and just see part of the image.
That's
as you're
it.
going through.
I will say I see how it's possible, obviously, because you're doing it. But it is still bonkers to me how you do it, because I think the secret is not to give you a big head, but I think the secret is that you have some sort of like photo memory when it comes to spatial awareness.
Oh,
Like I mean, I can't imagine even being like non-visual and being practiced and used to it, still being able to form an image in my head just by like mentally being like, okay, that was where it was like high sounding, and that's where that to me blows my mind.
Well, a lot of it takes practice. So, like, if you think about the old Braille drawings, it was sort of like Minecraft in a while, where everything is very, very, very blocky. And if you have a portrait that's printed out like that, it's basically like the shape of a face, the nose, the eyes. So whenever I first started with all this stuff, it was very, very simple. It was just black and white.
Yeah.
And you gotta and I started with images that I knew really, really well. So I started like with a I can't even remember the images I started with. Gosh, we've been using
like
this
Buddha.
Well, yeah, but
Circles.
when I started with this, though, it was like like circles and squares and things. Like even just seeing if you can tell that with this technology, black and white, that you're like seeing it with this app, because I have other apps I want to show you, but would this even work? Like, so it's beep 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 boop 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 beep beep beep. So for you to understand, okay, well those boops are this. There's other apps that are crazy.
Well, let me say really fast. Owen says Mick Jagger, cool. My mom joins us from karaoke, so she can't hear us, but she's watching.
Oh,
hey. Cool. And Fred says amazing and lots of practice, which I would assume yes, lots of practice.
Yeah, and I want to mention too. I think one reason why this works for me is because of the way I draw and all, and that's the way I try to replicate this. So and I've used it for years now, so I've been able to add some gray tones and all that into the photo. Be able to have it where it I can go in a lot quicker. Used to, it would take me forever to understand a photo. It still does. I mean, and not every photo will work. And it's definitely not like looking at a photo. It's nothing like looking at a photo. It's you're getting the information, you're understanding, but you're piecing it together. It's like getting a photo in the 1980s or the old
Your
internet.
modem.
Your
modem is slowly downloading the image.
Your modem.
Yeah. Well,
And then
Sam,
the next line comes in.
Sam says understanding the super fast chatter is John's superpower. And then, and she says, that's a true statement. The way John negotiates a room, navigates a room or a table setting is testament to his photo memory. So,
Oh, thanks.
gosh, Sam, you couldn't give him a bigger head.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. No, but honestly though, whenever you paint using the techniques I use, you're practicing orientation, mobility, and other artists, other people that paint and use those O&M skills when they're doing sculpture or something, are just as good with it. And it's so exciting to be able to see that and be able to hang out with someone. And I remember like I was giving a talk at the Metropolitan once, and I was able to talk to two other visually impaired artists that I was like the artist from America. There was a guy from there's a siren. They're after us, Jackie. Go. I don't know if y'all can hear
I'm
it.
out.
There's a siren outside. I don't know if you can hear it. Like out in the neighborhood, not like really coming for us. But
Maybe.
there's like somebody from Holland, somebody from somewhere else, and we didn't have that much in common except we were all visually impaired, and then we were just chatting, and they got around so much better, and their dreams were so colorful, and we were all talking like 'cause this was early on when I was doing it, and I was like, well, are your dreams colorful? And they were like, yes, it's crazy, it's just crazy how colorful it is, and about how much easier it was for them to be able to navigate. And I don't think any of us used a guide dog at the time. Maybe one. I don't know. Anyway.
No, not an amp. No. That was so long ago. It was 2005 or something.
I mean, I didn't use one. I couldn't remember if I did. Okay.
No, he was with his dad. It was the golfer, right? That was the one. Because the other artists that we worked with in Amsterdam didn't have any arms.
Oh,
and
no,
he,
it wasn't
and he was a
Amsterdam. It was
DJ.
at the Met.
Oh, then I
It
don't know.
was like a panel or something.
Okay. Well, you had Echo. I don't know. Maybe it was a different one.
I did have Echo. Gosh, my memory is
I thought you were
terrible.
talking about Amsterdam.
Maybe. What?
I thought you were talking about Amsterdam.
No, I did have Echo. Yeah, but it was a panel because it was.
Yeah, because
There's
Echo
also
fell
some
asleep
people-
under the table and
Yeah.
snored and caused
Maybe it was like the second time I went there.
Maybe.
Because I remember there was like, I was sitting next to somebody that was representing the Guggenheim.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sorry, we've gone off. This is a night of rabbit
Off
holes.
the rails.
I don't do it one week and I forget how to talk. I'll tell you. But I want to show you another app, guys. So for me, this makes sense because most of the time that I use it, I use the mouse like it's my finger. So I'm going through and I'm going like, okay, well if this is a line or if that's a boop, which is black, and this is white, then I go up. I go okay. I must be on the on the eyebrow, and then once I'm oriented, then I can start searching out and looking for things, and then and after a while you start building that image in your mind, and you're doing it very slowly, so it builds slowly, and I'm looking for different points. So it's the same way for filling a face, or if you're a cartoonist, you're looking for pivot points and anchor points. So whenever I'm going around on the picture, I'm looking for the same way if I was filling a face, like I'd want to feel the bottom part of your earlobe, and then I'd want to go down and I'd want to see where your jawline is. And so you got a pivot point here, and you got the anchor point. And how does it go? Does it go a straight line? Does it go out a little bit? Does it go in a little bit? So I'm just looking for these basic sort of things. So it's not like you're trying to build each little pixel. You're just going from one little target to the next target. How does it go there? So in the ear, so like you break the ear into 3 different sections, and those sections are broken into 3 different sections. So from this one to this one, does it go in or out, or does it go straight? And then you know that okay, it goes in. So does this one. So does this one. You start going around. You start making this mental map. I know it sounds crazy, but once you actually start doing it, it's probably still crazy, but it does start making sense.
So what is the name of this app?
Oh, this is in NVDA, and it's completely free for everybody. Most people who use it don't realize that the mouse will do that, or they'll turn it on, and the mouse starts making these crazy noises, and you never use it again because you're like, what the heck is this? But it's for, I don't know if this is what it was for, but this is what I use it for that. But I like that one because it's completely free. Most of the screen readers are really expensive. They're crazy. But NVDA is open source and it's free. There's also other apps. So here, these apps, this one's called The Voice for Android. And it's probably...
your phone to landscape.
Okay, it's on this.
Northwest.
Okay, y'all hear that? It's looking at you. This is what you guys look like. So here, I'm going to show you, look, this is me. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that sound.
That is weird.
Did you hear say that I was wearing sunglasses?
Yeah.
And she'll... Sunglasses, 0.22. Okay, 0.4. Okay.
That's
See,
crazy.
and all that sound... Here, I'm going to have to try to stop it. This app, I like it, but... Okay, I'm trying. Hold on, I'm sorry. I hear you. Sorry, one sec, guys. Ooh, I think I cut her off. She crashes my phone almost every time. And I call her she because she has a feminine voice. But that sound that you're hearing going by, it's like if you think about a sonar. So like one of the most expensive and most modern ships in the Navy is a submarine. There's not one window in the thing. So the only way, nobody's like peeping their head out. They're like, "Oh, Captain, go to the left. We're gonna hit that rock." It's all done through sound. So some different app developers have come up with ways of using the camera, and then they'll sweep, and it'll make different sounds for like an object close, an object far away. You can also do different colors. The first time I ever tried that, I thought it was making all that crazy racket, and I thought there's no way. And then Jack, he's a little kid at the time, but he went walking across the den, and I could hear him walk across the den on the phone. Because like, like you could, like it made the different sounds, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I still don't like it. Like for me, the hearing thing isn't as good. Like I like to be able to feel.
Yeah.
I know, and it's weird to say like that, the hearing, and I use the light and dark. But for me, I use it like it's a finger. So whenever I hear that dark sound,
Yeah.
it's like a bump. I think, okay, bump, 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 bump. Bump. Okay, light, it's down again. So and then you there's settings where you can have it on a tactile device and make it vibrate. So for me, I'm just used to thinking, okay, vibrate. But
So on this Statue of Liberty.
sorry. So yeah.
No. I mean,
I get excited about all this stuff.
it's crazy too. To me, it's like alien. Even when you use those screen readers, he's got them at a speed that I absolutely cannot understand. So.
Oh yeah, that's something. Just real quick, let me just say because Sam was talking about how I listened to it so fast.
Yeah.
Whenever I first started learning JAWS, which was the first screen reader I learned, I thought it was set to Chinese, because my instructor was listening to it. And it was just like a million syllables
Yeah.
a second. It sounded like, and she's like, oh no, that's English. So when I first started, it was all very much, hi, howdy, how are you, partner? It was almost like it had a southern, it was real slow. Then over time, though, you start to pick it up a little bit, where you can use a screen reader and you can actually read faster than a sighted person, which is crazy. Because with Braille, you're reading much slower than a sighted person, because it's just a longer way to do it. I'm sorry, please.
No, that's it's funny too. It's something I guess you just got to get used to. Like I use an app called Speechify, that if you don't want to read something, you just send it to this app and it'll read it to you, and you can speed it up. So I speed it up to probably like 2, but past that it's Greek to me, so I don't.
Yeah.
But practice, that makes sense.
It's nice for emails and stuff, where like
Yeah.
they really speed it up. But if it's a book or something you're wanting to get into,
Yeah.
it loses. I don't know. Like you want the.
Yeah.
You want to. It was written a certain way, and that's the way.
Yeah. Like I'll use mine for news articles that don't need they don't have a story or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's totally different when you're doing a book.
Yeah.
But so
that's cool that you use that. I didn't even realize you use that.
So just like I'm totally different person over here. So for this Statue of Liberty painting, did you do that sort of concept, or because you've painted the Statue of Liberty so many times? In fact, this was a commission from another commission that person had seen. So I mean, are you now to the point where you're like, I don't need to see another picture?
No. I still use a reference, and
Yeah.
a big part of it too is that like whenever you're doing something like this, there's certain parts that you want to get right. So when it comes to a portrait, the eyes, the nose, well, I'm sorry, I almost just listed every part, but I mean, but if the eyes are too far apart, and also like the Statue of Liberty, you want to get the right number of spines.
Yeah.
That's important.
Gotta get the yes. We watch so much Ink Master.
Yeah.
How many times does it take to tattoo a Statue of Liberty?
And it's funny too. Like sometimes they'll even just draw it, and they're standing out in front of the Statue of Liberty, and they won't draw the right number of little spikes on the top of her head.
What I think it is people don't realize that every single, and this is going off a little bit off subject, but every little bit of the Statue of Liberty means something. It's not like the guy just designed it for kicks. I mean, there's 7 spikes for a reason. There's, like every little bit means something. So when you get it off in a tattoo, it's a shame.
It's funny that the artist that did that, like he put so much thought into it, and then France was going to give it to America, and America was like, nah.
No.
Like, but it has so much sense of symbolism in it. And,
That's funny.
They're like, all right, we'll take it. And they're like, oh, we have to build a base for it. Well, what? No, we don't want to get it.
So
anyway.
So the guy that commissioned this, he wanted it like super colorful and all that. What are your plans for it?
Gosh, whenever he said super colorful, I thought, yes.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah, so I've got every color in this. And this is just, so if you're looking at this right now, it probably looks pretty rough. All this red in her, I mean, she probably looks like she's been through a fight or something. So has all this bright red and different things going on. But I'm just blocking out the painting. So I'm just putting in areas where I'm thinking I might want some color, I might want some depth. But this is where like the technology also helps, because I can go through on a photo of the Statue of Liberty, or we can print it out, but I can use like one of those apps I was showing you and understand basic ideas of like the curve or where a spike is, how far away from it is to another one, start putting that kind of stuff in, and use the black to just sort of make a reference line. And that stuff takes quite a while sometimes. Other times it seems to flow pretty quickly, but a lot of times it's like, oh my gosh. A lot of times I've just got to like, I can't have any kind of anything else going on, or I'll lose my place and then I'm just lost. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, you'll lock us out of the studio. In fact, it was funny today.
Well, it's just like if I lose my spot for a minute, I think like, what in the heck was I thinking? Like, where was I?
It's funny too, because today was, okay, Jack's birthday was yesterday. He had an easy school day, and then today was like intense, back at it. And this morning you were like, if you want me to, help and do whatever, I can, I'm on it. Just let me know. And I was like, cool. And so we're literally 20 minutes into the lesson, and I'm already sensing that I'm getting angry because Jack's like, he's aggravated. He even has to do school, right? So it's causing havoc through the lesson, and I was like, you know what? And I'm I'm trying to like calm down, and I'm like, you know what, Jack, maybe you should just do school with Dad in the studio.
Oh no, sorry.
And he was like, okay, and he gets his computer, and he goes to like open the door, and he's like, Dad's locked us out.
I didn't even realize.
And
you
I was
never
like,
told me.
under my breath, I was like, of course he has.
Of course he has. Doggone, I didn't even realize that.
Well, he got it together. He was, you know how it is. It's like, back at a full day of school and not wanting to do it at all. But then once finally he broke down, I was like, okay, show me exactly how to do this. And then, I mean, anyway, that's a
Pardon me.
homeschool fun, one of those life lessons. But Fred says, that's all very interesting, and my fiance was wondering how you could paint familiar pictures like celebrities. Now I can tell her.
Yeah, and most of the time, if it's a living person, filling their face is so much better. So, but if it's somebody that I can't meet or somebody that's passed away, photos can work. Not every photo works, so it has to, it has to be able to really distinguish the pixels. It's way better than it used to. Like back when I first started this, it seemed like very few photos would actually work. It was like, oh nope. And then but so a really large photo with a lot of information in it, it can go into the thing, and it's going to take most of it out and it's going to turn it into lines. But the more information that's in the photo, the more it can, grab onto. I don't know. It's probably has something to do with contrast or other things. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know that some of them don't work. But it's really, really, really cool to me, and to think about that, and that the technology is just getting so much better all the time. It's ridiculous. Like it's just, they have Braille displays that refresh themselves. One of these days I think we're going to have displays that just will have like the lines right on it, and you'll just be able to feel it, and I can't wait. Like that's just gonna it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, it'd be cool if there was like some sort of, it's very like futuristic and sci-fi, but they had this sort of, undulating map that changed over time. You could just you just feel it, and it might change, as you walk through a building or something like that.
Yeah, I wondered before. They have those little pen puzzle things like you can put your hand in, it'll make a metal impression on your hand. I wondered about something like that, but just tiny, tiny little pens, that would come out, so that it could refresh and you could show like an image of something, it would just be like 3D.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
I want to say that there probably, but I want to say there's probably a situation like that. I know that there's been a lot of advances in technology where they'll be, doing, like you'll see a video image in a whole nother place, like another state, and they'll be playing it in a different place, but they're actually doing it tactilely. So
oh yeah.
So you can see it tactile being reproduced. So if it's like a wave, you can feel it, states away or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. One problem with some of this stuff is that it's so expensive. Like a lot of this stuff existed before, but then until it became part of the normal market, kind of like with the Amazon stuff, with Alexa, there was stuff that we have clocks that'll speak and all this sort of stuff, but it might be hundreds of dollars, and then then you get it where it's mass produced and suddenly it's $30, and you think, kind of like when I was in college, I had a note taker, which was just like a little note laptop, but without a screen or anything. You don't need a screen.
Yeah, you took that thing everywhere.
Oh my goodness, I wore the thing out, but like the memory was really, really like tiny, tiny small, and it was great. But the thing cost, oh gosh, I don't even remember, but it was like $2,000 or something. I think
all that stuff back then was so expensive. It was I remember like you telling me about it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was like 128 like.
Jaws is how much?
K memory or something. It was
crazy.
A really small memory. It was crazy. Yeah, and then Jaws is like over 1,000, and then depending, and then it's just so anything that's specialized like that is really expensive. But now though with like the apps and stuff, it's so much cheaper, and there's just so much out there. I don't know, and there's so much stuff that wasn't necessarily written for a person with a visual impairment, but it's adaptable for it. It's just so cool. Anyway, right now I have tints, and I'm just going through and I'm blocking in this painting. So I'm just going through the little bit of blue, and I'm kind of working around. So it looks like I'm going chaotically around. It's because I'm working on a little section, then I'll go to another while that's drying, and then I'm kind of going around and around to all the little blue areas, and I'm just putting other layers in.
Very cool.
Because I work with lots and lots of layers. That's one way to be able to make sure I get the coverage that I want and the look that I want. So the blue that I'm using is like kind of semi-transparent, and I've got all these black lines, and they're a little sticky. They're like rubbery. So what I drew with was a different kind of paint than what I'm painting with, so it feels different.
Well, Kylie asked about Jack's birthday, so I thought I'd fill everybody in while you paint. Okay, so for Jack's birthday, because he's officially 13, because of COVID and all that fun stuff, we didn't do like a kids party or anything like that. He has a very, very small group of friends that every once in a while he'll do sleepovers with, but it's like very small. And but he you know, it's weird because when I was a kid and it was birthday party time, like it was birthday, I was like, we're doing this, like we do it up. You know, it was a thing.
It's time to partake.
It was a thing. How many people could we invite? Could we push it to like a 2-night sleepover? It was a thing. So, but with Jack, he's very different. He's like meh. Okay, he always wants to go to LSA, this restaurant we have in town, and he's super sweet. He wants to do something with the family. He wants to just hang out. Usually trying to con me into playing Minecraft or something. Jeez, some sort of guilt trip. But so we didn't do anything like that. But I thought he's a teenager, and I can only expect fits of rage. So coming with being a teenager. So we went to a rage room. I don't know how many out there know what this is, but they're kind of like the new thing. They're like escape rooms where you do a puzzle and you get out with your friends. This is where you go into a room and you just break things, like Office Space, Good to Be a Gangster style. So I took Jack and I took John's mom, which was the funniest part of all this, to a rage room in Fort Worth, and we went into a room, and they have a wall of bats and crowbars, which was Jack's favorite, golf clubs, a frying pan. They had everything, and they're all like on the wall, and you can go through any weapon you want, and you just bash all the things that they've left in the room for you. I mean, these people got to be making a killing because they just go get the stuff, who knows where, at a dump, and then they just bring it and let people destroy it, and that's how they make. But it was funny. So we did that. The funniest part of that whole thing was your mother, which Debbie is fantastic. She's always down for an adventure. So if John doesn't make it and I have an extra, ticket, or they live in town, so just like, let's, she's always down for an adventure. So she went with us, and she's got all the gear on, the mask and the one suit, the mechanic suit with, just totally, in her gear, all of us. And there's a bucket in the room outside of like the printer, the computer, the TV, all this stuff they let you bash. There was a bucket that had vases and dishes and picture frames and all kinds of stuff just in the bucket that you could take and throw and smash. and she would be in there, and I'd be like, I just went to town on this printer for a while, but she would get these things out of the bucket and she'd come over to me and she'd be like, oh, this is such a shame. This is so pretty. And then like 2 seconds later she'd throw it against the wall. So it was like I was like, I wonder how freeing that is. I don't know, that's funny. But so that was a lot of fun. So I was kind of hoping to get all that teenage angst out of Jack
in one go.
Yes.
Well,
so
that's awesome, and you're going to take him to paintball, which
yeah, we're going to do that eventually. I I have to do some research, but I mean, just to see what would be fun, because he may want to bring a friend. I don't even know.
I used to play paintball when I was younger and excited when I was a kid, and it was a lot of fun. I'd like to do it now, but I'd have to have like Terminator rules where I could get shot a lot.
Yes.
But it wouldn't put me out and be like you know.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But you'd have to cosplay as the Terminator a little bit.
Gosh, I cannot do an Arnold accent. I need a.
Your bad one would make it even funnier. Well, Wheels joins us and,
Hey, Wheels.
and says, "Hey all, I was always interested in how you saw pictures with technology. Very cool. Have a great show tonight." And then he said, "Damn, it feels good to be a gangsta." And Fred says it does sound fun. So it was fun. It was a little weird. It was it was. I'm not like the type that needed to relieve rage through bashing things. So the whole time I was doing it, I almost felt like I was at a job trying to do something while the kid let off steam. And the whole time in the back in my head, I'm like, gosh, I almost wanted to like offer to help clean because I was like, this is chaos. This is chaos. So maybe my releasing of rage would have been to help clean.
Yeah.
That should be a whole separate package that they offer.
Maybe to glue some plates back together.
Well, I don't know about that, but sweeping it up and making the room whole again.
You've been watching that hoarding show with Jack. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to be one of those people that go in and clean it out.
There's too much dead animals and feces. I can't. I'm not doing that. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like an awesome job. I
No.
mean, it's awesome that people can do that, and we'll do it, but gosh.
See, and I'm terrible about that. Like, I'll watch that show, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have seen Hoarders. It's been on for years, and it's a thing. But I watch that show, and I'm like the siblings or the kids where I'm like, just throw it away. Like, it doesn't make any sense, you know. And then, but that's not healthy for the person because that's not them processing it. And I'm like, like. I wonder if Jack's going to have issues when he gets older because I'll go into Jack's room every 6 months and I'm like, either you clean it or I clean it. And when I clean it, things go away.
You know, well, he's okay. He's like, all right, you clean it.
Well, I know.
And then you'll go in and like and Jackie will get rid of a lot. And you're like, oh, okay, he seems okay. So I don't think it's the hoarding so much as he just doesn't want to.
Well, I know, and that's my thing. Is like I'll start it off with like, okay, Jack, go clean your room because it gets crazy in there. I mean, you cannot fit any more stuff in there. And so I'm like, Jack, clean it up. And I'll give him like 2 days where he's like, I don't know where to put anything. And I'm like, that's why there's a trash bin. And then he'll finally cave, and that's when I go in. So
you kind of do work on that show a little bit. It sounds like
I get my fill of Hoarders just cleaning up after a 13-year-old.
Man.
So Nancy Shackelford has joined us and says love from California.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Man. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
So tell us what else you got going on over there.
Well, burn me. Well, I'm just going in and I'm just adding in a bunch of colors. It's not a very good description. Sorry, guys. I've been working on this piece all day.
You cranked it out pretty fast. I mean, you put the drawing down today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really good.
And what I'm doing right now, it's blocking. So if it looks like everything is going a little loose, a little crazy, it's because it is. And that's fun, and that's amazing. And that's what I think if you want to paint, you don't necessarily have to do it like Bob Ross, where one stroke and you're done. You're like, tree, bang, tree, bang, tree, bang. You know, it doesn't have to be like that. Blocking in a painting is another way to go, and it's a way to sort of think on canvas. So I'm going in and putting a lot of color because I have an idea in my mind of where I want basic colors, where I want the highlights to be in the low parts. So when I'm going in right now, and I'm adding in the more blue, and I'm just refining it. I'm putting in more. It's okay if it goes over a little bit in some other areas, because eventually I'm going to want it to all blend anyway. And then I'm going to put in some other colors. They're going to go over it. So, you know, it's kind of a freeing sort of way where it's a cross between maybe the type of art where you're doing like acrylic pouring, and it's very precise in the way. There's so many really cool techniques where somebody can decide what effect they want to do and achieve, and they'll go for that. But there's also a lot of flowing and a lot of kind of magic happening, and you're not controlling every little aspect of it. So that's sort of freeing. And then there's photorealism, where every little molecule of the subject is being recreated on the canvas, and you're having to think about it, and everything has to be just so. This is sort of a cross between the two, where you have you put down an image, you put down a drawing that's recognizable, you have what you want, then you can go in with the color, and you have an idea, you have a composition that you're wanting to do. Like I put in the basic colors of where I wanted them to live, and then I can go in with the other colors. But you don't have to worry about every little brushstroke all the time. And then, because you want some of that little chaos happening, you want that energy. And then by the last layer, you're going in and you're refining it all. You're putting in highlights and lowlights, and you're deciding where it all goes. So this is kind of a fun time where you can just go
That's cool.
nuts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good times.
So there you go. Boop, boop, boop. Here. Tonight we don't really have a game or anything going on.
No, we will tomorrow. Tomorrow. We will next week. Let's see,
Yeah,
next
yeah.
week. Yes. We can. We'll do a game next week.
Man. Yeah, it's been chaotic with me not feeling good that much last week and everything.
I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, so
What? Oh man,
it'll be fun if anybody picks up on the difference.
bless your heart.
Tuesday of next week.
Man,
Yeah.
Man,
Anyway.
it's been good though. It's been a good time in the studio, doing different things. I finished that lion painting. So
Yeah.
I want to share that with you guys. Not right now, but.
But yeah, so if everybody tunes in next week, we'll do some
Sure.
trivia. It'll be fun. And again, to recap, so if the apps that you were talking about today to help you see pictures, quote unquote see, was NVDA.
Yes, and that's a screen reader for your computer that you can download online. It may only be for PCs. I'm not sure if it's Mac compatible, but it's on but it's free though, so you can just go to the website and download it. It's probably not the best screen reader out there, so if you're wanting, but it's free, and other screen readers are crazy expensive. So
Yeah.
it's nice that anywhere in the world you can download that, and it's not going to break your budget.
There you go. Well, Wheels says, you brought up Bob Ross. I saw a story where someone who was colorblind told him he could only see hues of gray, really. And Bob Ross did a special episode with only gray tones for that person. Pretty neat. That's cool. I'll have to look that up. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
And then Mike joins us, waving hello, and says, paint your teeth before you go, LOL.
Oh, man. Bless your heart. I hate going to the dentist. That's just no fun.
Yeah. For anybody out there, I have like an implant, and the implant cracked, and so now I have to get the implant redone. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, but at least it's not supposed to hurt. That's good.
It won't hurt. They're not even numbing me. The ridiculousness is I'm without a tooth on the side of my face, and anyway, I don't know.
I told. Yeah, I was saying that for next week you could just you could just rotate your chair so you're facing away that way.
We'll see, but I would have to rotate this way. This is what sucks about this, is that the screen is over there, the one that I check what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the tooth issue is going to be on this side, so we need to move the TV over here.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up?
We'll just move the monitor over there, I guess.
Yeah, because normally when I would have a flipper that, I don't even know. It's ridiculous. We'll see. I'm going to be talking like this.
I think next week, because you have been known to dress up a time or two on the stream.
Ooh, I could be like
a hee-haw lady.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Like you had the straw hat and the little, and you black out some other teeth.
There
That way
you
you will
go.
know what's real, what's not.
Oh man. Well, Mike says, "Are you planning to do any Dr. Seuss drawings or Disney characters?"
I don't know, because
Yeah,
all this Disney is very litigious.
Oh yeah. The copyright on all that situation, and the Dr. Seuss characters are so Dr. Seuss. You would I mean, that's like everybody recognizes that guy's style.
Although it would be kind of cool to do a Cat in the Hat or something, but do it in the way I use color and stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That
Maybe like a paint knife, go crazy
That's
with
true.
it.
That would be cool.
That'd be
cool. And Fred says, "Oh boy, I'm getting a root canal on Monday. I feel your pain.
Sorry,
Thank
Fred.
Sorry about that. That does suck.
Dang.
I mean, it's genetic. I have terrible teeth, but yeah, they're not gonna numb me. They just have to take my implant out, send it away for 2 weeks, and then I finally get it and they put it back in. It's just ridiculous that implants aren't cheap, guys, and the fact that it cracked is what's kind of irritating about it.
Man.
But
And bless your heart. It's
Brian's
no fun.
yeah, Brian says, "Dude, just wear a mask."
There you go.
Fred said face mask. There you go. Maybe I should wear what is it, a luche mask?
I don't know.
A Mexican wrestler?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
We could go back to like October when I was dressing up every anyway.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. The whole time you'd have to talk like a wrestler, though.
We could turn it into a game.
When you were in my house.
We can turn it into a game, and whoever yeah, Brian said luchador. And whoever notices which can name the tooth missing, they win a prize.
Ooh, there we go.
Anyway, we're nothing if we're not, shameless. But Mike says, "Great seeing you guys. I have to prep for my traveling road trip later tonight, and hope to see you all again soon. Thanks for tuning in."
Yeah, thanks, guys. And I guess we need a bit adieu as well.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I guess we'll hang out next Tuesday.
That sounds like fun. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you then. If not before.